Hi, welcome to another Revenue Hub video series. Following the success of our AI series in the summer, please do check it out if you haven't seen them yet, we decided it would be great to get our expert partners' views once more. In the spirit of this time of year, we've asked them to predict what 2026 might have in store for the hotel industry. Now, through these videos, we are not inundating you with please subscribe and please like requests. You guys know what to do. But we would be interested to hear your thoughts on the predictions. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your predictions? Anyway, hope you enjoy it. And thanks again to our expert partners for taking part. Let's see what their predictions are. Hey, thanks for joining us in our 2026 Crystal Ball predictions video series. Really appreciate you giving up some time. How are things for you today? You well?
Absolutely fine, Trevor. Thank you very much. And thank you for giving the opportunity to come to the crystal ball and start talking about 2026.
Absolutely. Not far away now. Who knows what it's going to bring us, but it'll be great to hear what you think are going to be the priorities. And then I'm going to diarize to come back to you at the end of 2026, see how we got on and see what we need to refine for 2027. But
Absolutely, absolutely. It is always going to be a pleasure talking to you about this, even at the end of 2026, and see, what we have hit and what we have achieved together as an organization and as
absolutely.
hospitality.
Absolutely. Perfect. Well, let's kick off with the first prediction. What have you got for us today?
In hospitality, the agentic AI winners will be defined by forecast accuracy. Yeah, that's
Okay,
that's that's what
right.
I'd
So
like to
we've
say.
heard a lot about agentic AI this year.
Yes,
That's kind of been the topic of much discussion. So just expand
absolutely.
on that. It's all going to come down to you think the forecast accuracy is going to be the driver.
Yes, it is going to be the driver, as we all know that AI is everywhere now.
Hmm.
Yeah, and there's a famous saying, the saying that's table stakes. That's what everybody is talking about. So the real winners will be the platforms that anchor their agentic AI in a revolutionary, accurate forecasting engine.
Okay, just so why do you see that as being so critical? Because a lot of people would say the agentic AI, the success will be around, the data and whether it's structured, not sure, whatever. There's various different opinions as to where the success is going to come from. Why do you narrow? Because narrowing down to forecasting is a very specific area. Why do you feel that's so paramount?
Well, the way that it is, you see, we're talking about LLMs here, there, and everywhere. Now they're great communicating tools, right? And they are communication tools, and their coordination is absolutely fine, but really they cannot reliably analyze the signals and decide what to do,
Hmm.
right? Without a foundation model that predicts demand with extreme precision,
Right.
I think agentic AI will confidently make the wrong calls.
Okay.
Mispricing rooms, misallocating staff, overspending on marketing, and hyper accurate forecasting combined with exemplary layer of an LLMs is what turns AI from a system of record in true system of action.
Interesting. So you've indicated a little bit there about some of the risks of not having it, but if you extrapolate that out, so
Mhm.
if you're saying this is going to be the basis for next year, that if people lean into this, it's going to put them in a stronger position. Everyone's trying to grasp this whole AI space, so here's
Yes,
another area to focus in.
yes.
If they weren't to do that in the way that you're
Mhm.
outlining, what are the if they were to adopt an agentic AI model, lean into AI, but not to that degree of accurate forecasting that you're referring to, what are the risks that you feel that would probably bring to operations, for instance?
It's all about unified causal data, right?
Hmm.
That's the foundation to begin with. So if
Hmm.
you're talking about the future of hotel AI requires a unified internal data layer, right?
Yep.
Not siloed or
No.
partial data as it is right now, right? So that is basically the key of being into the future. We need to have the unified internal data layer so you can do a lot more accurate decisions in the years to come.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about, causal data, it's just not predictive LLMs, underpin accurate forecasting. This is what I basically believe, and decision making, as I was talking about,
Yeah.
right? Future AI will act like an agent
Mm-hmm.
operating across PMSs, RMSs, and operations.
Mm-hmm.
So AI woven in everyday tasks such as communications, operations, workflows, and insights is absolutely key. And why do I say that? Is because at Cloudbeds, our approach to AI begins with unified data
Mm-hmm.
and powerful forecasting and practical AI tools embedded directly into your daily workflows. What we do is we build AI systems the same way we build all our technology, and it should feel intuitive, efficient, and trustworthy. Now, why do we say intuitive, efficient, and trustworthy? In siloed data sets, things break, right?
Yep.
The predictive analysis that you basically do or anything like that, it is not accurate. And yes, whilst we know that AI learns, AI adapts, and AI goes forward,
Mm-hmm.
the the fragmentation between all of this is something that certainly underpins productivity and profitability.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. There's a lot to take. I'm gonna have to listen back on this and kind of just pick things up. I feel there's another discussion that we'll need to have in the new year to dig
I
into
am
this a bit
here
more.
all the time. You can ping me anytime for that. That's no problem.
Perfect. What do you have for prediction number two?
I've got guest acquisition in new AI-powered era of travel discovery.
Okay, talk
So
to us about that.
yes,
That's a long title.
yeah. But then again, as we look into 2025, beginning of 25 and coming up to year to date in 2025,
Hmm.
the balance between direct and OTA bookings has dramatically shifted.
Yep.
Yet the ground beneath this balance is beginning to move.
Hmm.
As travelers increasingly turn to AI-powered search platforms like let's say
Yep.
ChatGPT, Google AI's
Yep.
overviews, and the perplexity,
Yep.
excuse me,
Yep.
for trip planning, hotels risk losing visibility where it matters the most,
Hmm.
right? At the start of the booking journey,
Yep. Very
right?
much so.
So, how does AI platforms partner with OTAs? Let's talk about that just for a minute.
Yep.
So, we've been hearing quite a lot. Nowadays it's on every site, every blog. That recent partnerships underscroll this shift,
Hmm.
right? Let's talk about TripAdvisor's tie up with Perplexity,
Hmm.
right? And the integration of major OTAs like Booking.com,
Yep.
Expedia into ChatGPT's app.
Yep.
Yes, the ecosystem's mark for the new phase,
Hmm.
right? And how travelers will actually discover and book stays.
Hmm.
In this emerging landscape, AI platforms will funnel traffic and revenue towards OTA instead of hotel websites. And that's exactly what we have been seeing, right? What
Yep.
does this mean for hotels?
Yep.
You need to keep on marketing through uncertainty.
Hmm.
Visibility matters,
Hmm.
meta search campaigns,
Hmm.
targeted email campaigns, and the best rate guarantee, and that is what we speak about, right? The
Yeah. Yeah.
best rate guarantee remains proven ways to strengthen your direct channel,
Hmm.
right? Diversifying your mix. A balanced distribution strategy spreads both risk and opportunity. This is what
Yep.
I believe. Yeah,
Yep.
across all
Yep.
channels,
That makes sense.
right? With grow, and we've been hearing a lot about with growths in Asia Pacific and Latin America. Travel listings on regional OTAs like Trip.com and the Spager could open valuable new markets.
Hmm.
You
Do you?
know, that, and then again, the last thing which really it is that, you need to tackle, excuse me, you need to tackle rate misuse,
Right.
right? Over the past year, the data shows that 98% of hotels lost revenue to rate misuse, right?
Define rate
And
misuse.
it's, for example, I'll give you an example of that,
Yeah.
right? An Expedia group rate integrity survey found this that, we need to start actually preventing wholesale rates from leaking
Mm-hmm.
into public channels, being vigilant, using your channel manager to sync rates, and working closely with the, distribution partners.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is something that, we really, really need to do rather than it just leaking anywhere and everywhere.
I've got you. Okay, so it's the rate that's being picked up that in the public domain that
Yes.
the pricing wasn't relevant to the public domain, but that's kind
Yeah.
of creating those problems.
Yes, absolutely. And, having a very strong digital footprint is necessary,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's another thing that is happening with that is the shift to AI search into geo.
Right.
You know, this basically suggests that your digital footprint acts like a consistently audited library
Mm-hmm.
for AI agents.
Mm-hmm.
We know that,
Yep.
right? That is exactly what is happening. For a particular hotel to be recommended, the AI needs to find necessary information. That could be rates,
Yep.
that could be availability, it could be the accurate descriptions, needs to be readily available and consistently backed up by trusted third party voices, reviews,
Sure.
OTAs,
Yep.
blogs that we spoke about. So we need to basically make sure that the story is not only present, but also credible
Yep.
and and easy to synthesize into a single compelling answer for the traveler. That's what they're looking for. And that is where the shift is actually happening, and that is where the shift is actually going. You know, and Cloudbeds, the signals behind hotel AI recommendations found reputation fuels discoverability,
Yep.
right?
There seems to be a lot
A
hearing a
lot,
lot more about
a
that
lot
than
more
you know.
about
We've
that.
heard about reputation that's been spoken about for ages,
Yes.
and it's always felt like it was a bit of an uphill battle to get people to take it
No,
seriously.
absolutely right.
And
Absolutely.
now there seems to be a lot more that ties these aspects together and saying it is becoming more and more
It
valuable than it ever
is.
was.
Absolutely, it is. You see, and in our data set, all recommended properties had a strong guest rating and high review volumes,
Right.
right? And that is all across all major platforms.
Mm-hmm.
The average sentiment score, if you're talking about that, among top ranking properties was around 75 out of 100.
Right. Okay.
So, so OTAs are the most trusted source in AI search,
So,
reaffirming their, I would say, central role
what I was going to
in
say, isn't that
AI-driven.
going to just make them more dominant? I mean, hasn't the fact that people are leaning into
Yeah.
AI
Well, this
search,
is this is
Chat
this is
GPT
where
for
it
want of a
gets.
better, is like, doesn't that just lend itself that it's just reinforcing the OTAs, and then with their tie up, that's just strengthening their position? I mean, is direct, do we look at a point where in 2 years' time we'll get together at the end of 2026, maybe even 2027, and say, right, well, direct booking is dead for hotels now?
Well, this is where we are lacking at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we need to do. There is a
Mm-hmm.
way out of it,
Right.
and there is always a way out of it. Well, it could be, that the hoteliers or anyone working in hotels is not actually optimizing the way that
Mm-hmm.
they should.
Mm-hmm.
They do not have the time for it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Or it is an educational factor,
Yeah.
right? So, what does it mean for hotels? What does
Mm-hmm.
all of what is happening right now that we spoke about means for hotels? We need to optimize your digital presence.
Yeah.
Simple,
Yeah.
right? AI platforms, when we look at them, heavily rely on structured, accurate, and consistent data
Mm-hmm.
across the web to recommend a property.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. We all know that. And you think, are we doing it? No, we need to do it, right?
Yeah.
You have to leverage your website, right? The hotel's official website acts as a key source.
Hmm.
of trusted, accurate information for AI platforms. And furthermore, and this goes back to agentic AI, like chat GPTs and operators can browse websites to complete the booking without APIs.
Yeah.
So create a content that actually highlights your unique value.
Hmm.
This is not what we are doing. OTAs are doing it,
Yep.
right? But this is where, we are like, the hotel website is lacking for that. And this is where we need to bring, complete focus. And how could we do that? Is compete by focusing unique, authentic storytelling.
Hmm.
It's all about storytelling
Yep.
that AI can synthesize when answering, requests.
Yeah. So I guess really from a kind of a takeaway from that is hotels really need to do an audit of their own website, and not only from like an SEO point of view, but also just from what content is on that website. What are we doing? Have we got storytelling? Is the information accurate? From basics to more sophisticated aspects to it. But then also to check that wherever that information exists across other
Mhm.
platforms, that is accurate and consistent with the message that you're trying to convey.
No, absolutely, right. And you just mentioned SEO or anything like that.
Hmm.
What we believe, particularly for AI search, the shift needs to happen from SEO to geo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is something that the industry needs to focus on, and that is something that industry really needs to work on
Yeah.
in order to displace OTAs and put themselves out there to say, "Hey, book with us direct."
Yeah.
We can actually give you much more better information and really authentic experiences that everybody is looking for, and we need to highlight that
Yeah.
because that is what everybody is looking for.
Yes, because I think the hotel stays the same whether you're booking it direct or whether you're booking through an OTA. So they will still offer that authentic experience. It's just
Yes.
how do people find out about the
How do
hotel?
people find
That
out
comes
about
back
it?
to how they're searching, and then that
Yes.
comes back to how that engine that they're using is finding that information to
Information and
support
then
that
putting it
query.
in.
And
Yes.
if it's on the website, it'll pull that through.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, that
Absolutely
makes
right.
sense. Okay, cool. What is your prediction number three?
The prediction number three is revenue is up. We're all revenue managers. We've worked into this space. So when you really go back and you look at the revenue KPI,
Hmm.
so what I believe in the third section is the revenue is up. Profitability and cost pressures reveal a different story. That
Yes.
has been what
Yeah.
is going on in the industry in 2025, right?
Yep.
Hotels are earning more revenue, which is a really, really interesting factor.
Yep.
But profit margins are tightening.
Yeah. Well, revenue's up, but costs are up, and so
Costs
that's
are up,
and and
and
and the
what
costs are coming up quicker than the revenue can go up, so the margin's
exactly,
being squeezed. Yeah.
exactly. So, let's take an example of how that is happening, right? There are many variants in it, and
Hmm.
we all know that whatever is happening in the economy, and in the world and all of that. But the rising labor costs, shorter stays,
Hmm.
and again, increased OTA reliance
Yep.
are eroding the bottom line.
Yep.
So profitability in 2025 held up only because revenue nudged ahead of costs,
Got you.
not
Yep.
because costs are under control,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So let's look at some data statistics and everything on how that is being measured. Labor now accounts for around 47 to 60% of operating costs
Okay.
across major regions.
Hmm.
Global length of stay has dropped. We all know that. Every month from Jan till July 2025,
Yep.
right? Direct booking remains under pressure as OTA visibility grows on AI platforms.
Hmm.
GoPar increased
Hmm.
year over year, but fell in June and July because of the variable costs.
Yep.
So, looking at the journey and the story here basically tells you that there is margin compression,
Hmm.
right? Revenue grew modestly in most regions in 2025, but costs, especially labor,
Hmm.
grew almost as fast or faster,
Yep. Makes sense.
right?
Yep.
And this is squeezing margins despite the positive flow through numbers. Another thing, shorter stays plus OTA shift equals to hidden pressure.
Hmm.
As a revenue manager, you would actually look at that. And
Yep.
as an operator, you would actually look at that. Length of stay, looking at the data, length of stay actually declined every month versus last year.
Right.
And guests are more price sensitive and are actually taking shorter trips. A family
Yeah,
would
that's
go,
what they're doing, aren't they? It's the
yes,
budget is
exactly.
the same, but because the costs have gone up, they're now
Yes.
taking a shorter 4 days rather than 5 days or whatever, because that's what they're
True. Or a
budgeting for.
family that would go on holiday twice or three times in a year,
Yeah, they're
one long
shifting down
holiday,
to,
two short holidays,
yeah,
are actually not doing that.
yeah,
They're just basically concentrating on a one good holiday per year
yeah.
because of these pressures, right?
So, so picking up on your point about revenue up, costs up, profit down, could there actually be a fear that revenue next year actually starts to drop and costs continue to increase because we don't see that changing. But if we're starting to see this year a sensitivity to price and people making choices, if their situation doesn't change for another year, then their availability of cash is getting squeezed. If we take the example on the family for a family holiday, so there is
Mhm.
an argument as if to say that maybe there starts to be broader questions about, well, can we actually be affording that type of holiday anymore? Do they maybe shift class of hotel, or do they just
Very good point.
actually cut back a lot more, because if the squeeze is happening on the hotels, the squeeze is happening on the household income as well, without a doubt.
It's all about looking at it from a booker's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about experiences.
Yep.
If you are actually going to take that one holiday,
Mm-hmm.
and, you need to basically give that experience out there,
Yep.
right? And you would spend for that experience,
Mm-hmm.
right? Rather than spending around £4,000 or
Yep.
£5,000 across two or three holidays to begin with. You would, if you want to have that one great experience or anything like that, you would go and look for that experience and spend that one amount in one
Mm-hmm.
go.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is exactly key of what it is. What happens in 2026? Well, right now, nobody can predict.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because if you look at it and say that an individual, whether it be a family, a couple, a single person, if we're looking from a leisure point of view rather than a corporate
Yes.
perspective, they have an amount of money that they can spend. That amount is possibly being squeezed slightly. That is an amount of money that is going into the industry, but
Hmm.
that may go into, but maybe rather than taking up what could be a 7 day holiday and 3 day shorter breaks. So let's say that's 13 days of occupancy into
Yes.
the hotel, um, or into the hotels in the industry. There's 13 nights being booked. If they suddenly go back into, okay, well, we can't do those two short trips because our budget now only stretches, and we will go for a slightly better experience, but we will do that in 7 days.
Hmm.
Well, then there's 6 days of bookings that are being lost somewhere within the industry because they're now going 7 rather than 13. So
But this,
now we start to see if that cycle repeats itself
mhm.
amongst a broad cohort of people, we suddenly see bookings are going to start to drop. So we might have the average value per booking could go up, but the
Correct.
actual number of booking nights could go down. And in
Could go
which
down.
case, will that start to force pricing pressures? And will
Yes.
people now start to look at what their actual price point is? And will we start to see maybe discounting?
Well, there is calm always after a storm.
Indeed.
Yes. You just have to be prepared for the storm to actually come in, and then you need to be prepared even stronger on the other side, so you come out as a winner rather than,
Yeah, yeah,
as.
yeah.
And how do you do that? Now, let's talk about shorter booking periods, but the value of that shorter booking period
Hmm.
driving a lot more revenue and a
Hmm.
lot more profitability. How
Hmm.
does one do that? Grow ancillary revenue.
Hmm.
Actively promoting property on experiences, not
Hmm.
only to drive incremental spend,
Hmm.
but also strengthen guest satisfaction and loyalty.
Hmm.
Targeting locals and high spend travelers and creating appealing packages
Yep.
can help boost F&B,
Yep.
spa,
Hmm.
golf,
Yep.
and activity revenue.
Yep.
You know, that is one thing that you can certainly start to do. And then
Yeah.
on the other part, as an operator, what you could do is control operating costs,
Hmm.
right? Hotels can keep expenses down by updating forecasts
Yep.
frequently
Yep.
to guide staff scheduling,
Hmm.
scheduling, staff scheduling, then inventory purchasing,
Yep.
managing acquisition costs,
Yep.
and watching for cost creep.
Yep.
And how can they do that right now? Because, guest behavior is changing, spending power is changing, people are thinking two or three times. They want experiences rather than just basically going on the roads and, just stopping here, there, or everywhere. Leverage technology.
Hmm.
A fully integrated PMS, RMS ecosystem improves efficiency,
Hmm.
revenue, and profit flow through and through.
Hmm.
Add-ons like mobile check-ins, customer relationship management,
Hmm.
and automated guest messaging further streamline operations and elevate the guest experience.
Yep.
So, if you are not engaging or adapting to new ways of bringing in ancillary revenue, communicating with your guests, communicating the experiences, then obviously you are going to lose out on that target audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I believe this is something with ancillary revenue, you can certainly solidify that experience and solidify your revenue at the same time.
Makes a
I
lot
hope
of
that makes
sense.
sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense, and three very interesting predictions, and definitely definitely ones to come back to at the end of next year and see how the macroeconomics have played out, how that has impacted the hotel industry, and then how they have adapted to two factors, basically the changing guest behavior and also the changing dynamics of the world that we live in, and whether they are just reacting to it or whether they're being a bit more strategic and recognizing it and starting to look at how can they get ahead and what can they be doing to prepare
Yes,
themselves.
absolutely. I believe it is a more strategic approach nowadays,
Hmm.
Trevor. I think, people want that experience. People do save money for that holiday.
Yeah,
Holidays
exactly.
are really, really important. People
Yep.
will always save money for that
Yep.
holiday. Yes, with the economy and everything that is going on, there is a squeeze on that. But then they will always have that pocket sitting somewhere for that amazing experience that goes in.
Yeah.
And this is what I believe that the mid-scale section of our industry should focus on.
Hmm.
And we help, Cloudbeds actually helps mid-scale properties to actually achieve that
Hmm.
and provide those experiences with our technology,
Hmm.
ensuring that everything is in the storefront.
Yep.
People, once they go and look for certain things, they can see it, and then they can book it and then come back and talk about it.
Yep.
For you as a traveler, me as a traveler, if I've had a tremendous experience, I will talk about it. Word of mouth spreads across.
Yep.
That gains loyalty as well. And how can you leverage loyalty nowadays with your guests and communicating effectively?
Hmm.
Is adopting to new ways where tech can certainly help you gain that.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Very good. Thank you very much. Always enjoyable talking with you.
The pleasure is all mine, Trevor.
Yeah, no, it's great. And thank you again for taking the time. And we look forward to circling back, seeing how these predictions have gone, and looking at how we maybe need to build on them or
Indeed.
tweak and adjust them for when we get to the end of 26 and looking into 2027. But for now, thank you so much. It's really appreciated.
It is my pleasure, and fingers crossed for 2026. As an industry, we should combine together and give amazing experiences to the people who are out there and who want leisure and book everything.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you found the predictions discussion interesting. If you'd like to see any of our videos from our Summer AI series, here is a link to that playlist. And if you've missed any of the other prediction videos, here is a link to that playlist. And finally, can I genuinely just thank you all for watching or listening to our content? It really is appreciated, and we look forward to bringing you more in 2026. Thanks so much. Take care.